Have you ever found yourself lying awake at 1 o'clock in the morning on a Sunday, worrying about all the little things you've forgotten to do? Sometimes you feel guilty that you haven't replied to an email from 3 weeks ago, or you remember that your tax return is overdue and you're building up fines. You lie there remembering all the little jobs that have slipped between the cracks, but you'll forget them the instant you sit at your desk and look at your email the next morning. The things that slip through the cracks the most, for me, always involved admin work.
Oh, hello. I'm all of the chores that you haven't done.
So for years I avoided this admin like the plague. It felt like an annoying waste of time, so I'd put everything off until the last minute and just lived my life with a gnawing sense of anxiety that I was always forgetting something. A feeling that I was just never quite in control of my life. But one day I said, enough is enough. Time to conquer this foe, and I looked admin directly in the eye. Why do I fear you? I demanded to know. What is the source of your power? How do you cause me so much pain? And this way I came to understand the two major problems I had with admin. The first problem was choice paralysis. I had task lists all over the place. Post-it notes, pads, an app on my phone, an app on my laptop, an app in the cloud. Like loads of apps in the cloud, actually loads of apps on my phone, but I didn't know where to start. So it was easier not to start at all. The second problem was unpredictability. One task might take a few seconds, but the next might take hours, and I didn't know which was which. And the longer any one thing took, the more frustrated I'd get with it. So I had this problem with admin. It was choice paralysis and time unpredictability. I don't know which one to do. I don't know how long anything's going to take. Some of these I could probably just knock out 10. But then I might just get stuck on this one and just lose my day, you know? So I started creating a system to solve this, because that's kind of what I like doing, more than making videos like this. So how to solve choice paralysis? Well, just don't make me choose. So I didn't want to see all the things I need to do. I just wanted to see what I need to do next. With no clutter, no chaos, just a system that shows me one task at a time and doesn't overwhelm me with the job of choosing that task for myself. How do we solve time unpredictability? We just time box it. So if I set aside half an hour each morning to do admin, during which time I chip away at my list, then I never have to worry about losing a whole morning to some random task. And if I tracked how long I spent on each task, then I'd get to feel good when I ticked off several items in one session, even if I had to pause the last one halfway through and pick it up the next day. I could start treating admin more mindfully, appreciating it as time well spent, instead of like a black hole sucking away precious hours that I could be using for real work. So I specified my system. What does it need to do? Just let me create a simple list of tasks that will run top to bottom. Then show me one task at a time so I can give it my full attention. Let me track how long I work on this task and let me check it off the list when I'm done. And then ring a bell after half an hour, letting me pause or quickly finish whatever I was working on so I can get back to my real work. Each time we tick off a task, it should move on to the next one. I spent several months using a coder document that I built to meet this spec, which was great for figuring out the details and iterating on a prototype. But ultimately I wanted a much cleaner visual design, so once it was all figured out, I granted myself some time to turn this into a real product. Honestly, it was a huge feat of willpower for me not to just jump into a production build, but I knew it was pretty esoteric, highly personal system, and I didn't want to take time away from what I was really supposed to be doing. And everyone knows the world doesn't need yet another to-do list app, but I just loved my system so much that I couldn't resist. I had to make it legit. So now it exists as a web app, and you can use it at donegood.app. And I'm going to show you how it all works. It's not perfect yet, but I do use it every day myself for absolutely everything I do, so you know, how bad can it really be? Right, let me show you how to use Donegood and how it answers that list of things that we want it to do. So, start off with, you will need an account. In future, I want to make this a bit lower friction, but for now, you need an account. So, tell it your name and tell it your email. michael@iwanttosleep.com. Make a password. I'm just doing some shapes on the keyboard to make this simple, but I would say use suggest password usually. Tell it you're not a robot, because I am in incognito mode and repeatedly signing up for accounts. The reCAPTCHA is going to be a little bit fussy, but just hit register. And now it says you'll need to confirm your email before you can sign in. An email confirmation link has been sent to you. I happen to have a little back door, so I can show you what that email looks like. And here it is. It says, "Hi Michael, thank you for signing up to Donegood. Are you at your desk ready to make a plan? because Donegood works best when you're at a computer and you're available to start planning some time. So if you are at a computer ready to go, then you've got a button here. But if you're not, or if you plan to be at your computer at some other time, there's some options here. You can say, I want to do it today at 7 p.m, tomorrow, Saturday, Sunday. And you'll get an email in your inbox reminding you that, okay, it's time to work on it. We're ready to go right now. So I'm just going to copy this link actually, because I want to paste it into my incognito. So I'll paste that in, press enter. There it is. Thanks for confirming your email. It knows my name. Hi, Michael. Happy Wednesday. And I'm just going to refresh to get rid of that banner. And now here we are. Welcome to Donegood. First thing we need to be able to do is create a prioritized list of tasks. Let's just do what it wants. Create my first list. So the first thing you have to do is give your list a name, and I'm going to call it admin. We'll hit next, and you can click to create your first task. So I feel this is where a lot of people get stuck. It can be a bit paralysing being given a blank sheet of paper and asked to put some things on it. But I'd say just look around you, see what post-its you have stuck to things, see what's in your reminders app, check your Trello boards, find some notes you wrote, what's important to work on. You can look in your inbox and see if there's anything down the bottom that you've just been putting off for ages. Add those in, like they're really good for this sort of thing. And think back to Sunday night, like what was keeping you awake? And just be mindful about what you add to your list. I would avoid just dumping everything in there straight away. Start slow. So I'm actually going to start by saying I need to book a haircut. So that's a nice, easy admin task, isn't it? It's saying, is this a one-off? In this case, it probably is, but we'll note that for later. But you can just press enter now, and that will start the next task. So the next one I'm going to do is actually going to be clear inbox. And I'm going to make that a daily task by clicking on doesn't repeat. And just saying repeats every 1 day, save duration. There we go. That's now a daily task. And then it just wants one more. So I'm going to say, look at my Trello boards. You can press tab here, or you can click here and you can add some notes. And maybe you want to link. So this actually supports Markdown. So we can go hello. And if we now go out of that list, that's italicized, and we can add links as well. So we can go right, and then when we come out of there, that is going to be a link. So if you want to link to a specific place, then you can do that. There's one more thing we can do here, which is put tasks in the right order. So if I maybe want to do my inbox first, I can just drag that up to the top and then tell Donegood, okay, my list is ready. But we can't get started just yet because Donegood wants you to say when you're going to work on your list. So just click first thing. I'm going to do this first thing weekday mornings. Let's say Monday. You can click and drag to do multiple. So just sort of drag across there, Monday to Friday mornings. And what does that mean? That means that Donegood's going to send you an email at a certain time. And that's why it says, like, when is your morning? What time do you get up, etc. Just so that it can send you an email at a reasonable time. But you can just leave that, save that, and just get on with creating some daily targets. And that's just Donegood doing something in the background. Right, so this is where we live now. This is how Donegood looks when you're working. You don't have to figure out what to do next. Donegood will tell you. This is your task timer. The target for today is 30 minutes. You can see there. Here's how long you spent on the current task. Here's how much time you spent on this list. And then this is what it's going to look like when you're nearly finished. And this is what it's going to look like with multiple lists. And of course, you can talk to me, Michael Forrest, anytime you want and say hi. So we'll click there. Got it. How does this work? It tells you the thing at the top of your list. And you can edit that list anytime you want. Just click on the title of the list. To close that, click away. So we can say go, and now we're tracking our time. You can see this little timer is ticking away, and you can see this little timer underneath is ticking away, and we are time boxed. So I'm actually going to cheat this a little bit and say I have spent 29 minutes save duration. And here we are, like we're nearly done. And when we clicked complete there, it just automatically moved on to the next task. So then maybe I'll go away and just sort of go haircuts on Google and like come back. I can just check there, book a haircut. And now let's say I want to look at my Trello boards. Now you can see we're like approaching 30 minutes here. So if I just yammer on a little bit, then hopefully we can see what else happens. But now's a good time to add this to your home screen. So I have Donegood in my navigation bar on my phone at all times. So you can literally just go to donegood.app on your phone. You can say add to home screen, and then you can always access what you're supposed to be doing right now on your home screen. And maybe if you forgot to like clock out when you're at work, you can just sort of grab your phone and do it on your phone. So there we go. That dinged when we reached our time. So that also makes a notification up in the top corner just to tell you that you're done for the day, but it keeps going. So when you come back to Donegood, you can say either, okay, I completed that, or you can just pause it. And what happens? Hooray! It just says you finished for the day. And now you can just wait till tomorrow and come back to it. Now, because I am only human, say we want to give ourselves a bit more time, we can click on the list and we can edit that there and say that's actually I want to spend 40 minutes on this. So just save that duration, and now it's going to change that, and we can keep going. But let's say we sort of forgot to start the timer. We can actually say start like 5 minutes ago, 10 minutes ago, 1 hour ago, start from the end of the previous activity. Or the same, if we don't feel like doing something right now, we can say snooze, and we can say, 1 day, 2 days, whatever. And once we've started, we can also say complete, if we want to just start it without starting the next task, or we can say pause without saving and just say like I was just doing something else, so actually don't track any of that time, like undo. So this just gives you a little bit of freedom, and of course you can always snooze and that time will be tracked. You're going to be spending a lot of time in this app, so you can actually make this a bit prettier with this change background picture option. So we can have NASA's photo of the day, and you can have a nice cool background which changes every day. Or if you've got something more specific, like say you want to go on holiday, so I don't know, like you want to go on a beach holiday, and don't worry about copyright because this is just going to be on your machine. It's not going to get uploaded to our servers or anything. You just save an image to your desktop, and then you can go into here, change background picture, choose file, and just grab that picture. Then there it is. We can fantasize about the beach whenever we come to Donegood. I absolutely love this system. Like, since I started using this, the system behind Donegood, a weight has just been lifted off my shoulders. I get to inbox 0 pretty much every day. I do my tax returns at the start of the year instead of at the last minute. I do all my books and reply to my accountant the same day they ask me, instead of waiting for the 4th or 5th reminder before getting my arse in gear so that they can do like my VAT return. I keep Donegood in a pinned tab, and each morning when I sit at my desk, it's the first thing I look at. I love it so much that I don't just use it for my admin, I use it for absolutely everything. I feel like I'm in control of my life in a way I've never felt before. If you fall in love with Donegood the way I have, then maybe you can become like a power user and use some of these extra paid features that I've put in. Donegood is free. You can try it out right now. Just go to donegood.app, and if you have any questions, just there's a button in the corner. You just tap on it and just talk to me, ask me questions, let me know what you think. I would absolutely love to hear from you, whatever it is. Take care. See you soon. Bye.
But have you thought about just feeling a little bit guilty about everything all the time and lazy?